In a corporate crisis, panic is contagious, but so is absolute control. When high-stakes operations derail, average managers raise their volume. Elite professionals lower their pitch. Today, we orchestrate the framework of high-stakes crisis control. Across 4 strategic stations, we will dismantle the panic response and replace it with systematic authority. By the final station, the Sovereign Recovery Protocol will be revealed, a specific maneuver to turn a corporate disaster into an exhibition of your leadership. Let us begin. Shadowing Zone. Engineer your fluency. Station 1. The De-escalation Anchor. When an unexpected failure hits the boardroom, the initial reaction is chaos and blame. The first objective is to freeze the emotional spiral and seize the floor. Listen to how the panic is halted. We must suspend immediate reactions until we secure verified operational data. Demanding verified operational data shifts the room's focus from defensive anxiety to cold logic. It establishes your voice as the only anchor of reason. Let us calibrate the pacing. We must suspend immediate reactions until we secure verified operational data. Lower your shoulders and ground your physical presence. Your stillness dictates the room's temperature. Execute the standard. We must suspend immediate reactions until we secure verified operational data. The chaotic momentum is broken. Now we isolate the threat. Before rumors spread, a perimeter must be drawn around the crisis. Let us establish a strict perimeter before addressing external stakeholders. Using the word perimeter frames the issue as entirely manageable. It prevents premature leaks and asserts absolute jurisdiction over the timeline. Focus on the gravity of the words. Let us establish a strict perimeter before addressing external stakeholders. Deepen your vocal resonance slightly on the word perimeter. Project unshakable certainty. Let us establish a strict perimeter before addressing external stakeholders. Absolute composure demonstrated. The perimeter is now secure. Station 2. The assessment matrix. With the room stabilized, the extent of the damage must be measured without inviting defensive excuses. An elite leader hunts for systemic flaws, not individual scapegoats. Let us isolate the structural failure from the surrounding operational noise. Isolating the structural failure depersonalizes the error completely. It proves you are diagnosing an architectural issue, which instantly lowers the defensive guards of your team. Mirror this uncompromising standard. Let us isolate the structural failure from the surrounding operational noise. Maintain neutral, unbroken eye contact. You are analyzing a puzzle, not interrogating a suspect. Let us isolate the structural failure from the surrounding operational noise. Masterful calibration. The core issue is exposed. We now dictate the immediate remedy. Leaders do not wait for external rescue. They command internal reserves. We must deploy secondary resources to stabilize the immediate position. Commanding the deployment of secondary resources signals deep institutional preparedness. It transforms a moment of vulnerability into a display of formidable planning. Strip away any hesitation. We must deploy secondary resources to stabilize the immediate position. Take a measured, silent breath before speaking. Deliver this with the quiet finality of a professional who has already solved the problem. We must deploy secondary resources to stabilize the immediate position. The bleeding has stopped. You are now commanding the recovery. Station 3. The strategic pivot. Stabilization is merely the baseline. The elite utilize a crisis to force necessary, overdue changes under the banner of emergency restructuring. We will leverage this disruption to accelerate our strategic internal realignment. Leveraging this disruption is the ultimate executive pivot. It reframes a corporate disaster as an immediate operational advantage, completely rewriting the narrative of the room. Project this vision with conviction. We will leverage this disruption to accelerate our strategic internal realignment. Relax your jaw. A subtle nod here reinforces that the crisis is already serving your agenda. We will leverage this disruption to accelerate our strategic internal realignment. The room is no longer surviving. It is advancing. To fund this new direction, capital must be moved without inviting debate. We must reallocate the immediate budget to reinforce our critical defensive assets. This sentence authorizes immediate financial shifts by framing them as an absolute necessity. Defensive assets justifies the expenditure as a shield against future volatility. Command the flow of resources. We must reallocate the immediate budget to reinforce our critical defensive assets. Anchor your forearms on the table. Physical leverage translates directly into vocal authority. We must reallocate the immediate budget to reinforce our critical defensive assets. The strategic defense is locked. We now ascend to the pinnacle of crisis leadership. Station 4. The Sovereign Recovery Protocol. The crisis is neutralized and the resources are shifted. Now, the final mandate must ensure your leadership legacy is cemented, preventing this specific failure from ever returning. We must establish a zero-tolerance baseline for this specific operational oversight. A zero-tolerance baseline is an undeniable decree. It closes the chapter on the error and installs a permanent, unyielding standard while maintaining absolute professional diplomacy. Finalize the protocol with supreme elegance. We must establish a zero-tolerance baseline for this specific operational oversight. Keep your tone completely devoid of anger. The standard is absolute. Emotion is a liability. We must establish a zero-tolerance baseline for this specific operational oversight. The systemic vulnerability is permanently eradicated. Finally, we issue the statement that unites the board behind your vision of a flawless corporate future. This revised framework will shield us from future external shocks. Saying it will shield us is a powerful projection of invincibility. It transitions the organization from a state of recovery to a state of absolute market dominance. Anchor the authority naturally. This revised framework will shield us from future external shocks. Allow a faint, confident pause after the final word. The victory is absolute. This revised framework will shield us from future external shocks. Absolute mastery. The crisis has been transformed into a showcase of your executive sovereignty. However, navigating a disaster requires profound judgment under fire. When a sudden crisis erupts and a senior stakeholder demands an immediate public statement, what is your first strategic move? Do you prefer the tactic of strategic silence to gather verifiable data behind closed doors, or the tactic of immediate acknowledgement to control the external narrative early? I want to hear your executive perspective on this dynamic below. This community relies on the exchange of high-level tactical insight. Let us consolidate your authority. These are not merely survival tactics, they are your instruments of global command. Internalize the rhythm of absolute control. We must suspend immediate reactions until we secure verified operational data. Let us establish a strict perimeter before addressing external stakeholders. Let us isolate the structural failure from the surrounding operational noise. We must deploy secondary resources to stabilize the immediate position. We will leverage this disruption to accelerate our strategic internal realignment. We must reallocate the immediate budget to reinforce our critical defensive assets. We must establish a zero-tolerance baseline for this specific operational oversight. This revised framework will shield us from future external shocks. You have demonstrated remarkable grace under extreme pressure today. Yet, neutralizing panic is only the first phase. To truly orchestrate the room's recovery and align them with your new vision seamlessly, watching our session on the psychology of persuasion is the vital next step. It provides the tactical framework to turn a stabilized room into a unified strategic partnership without ever raising your voice. Watch this session multiple times until this de-escalation protocol becomes your natural reflex. By internalizing these elite codes, you have officially secured your place within the elite community of the shadowing zone. Subscribe to protect your professional trajectory. Consistency is the only competition. See you in the next session.